All right. Hello, my most amazing artists. We are starting our new project today, and we are going to be talking about sloths. Those slow, cuddly, cute tree creatures, the sloth. And there's a wonderful story that I hope you watch before you watch this. It's called But First We Nap. And I looked at that story when I saw it on Vooks, and I fell in love with the illustrations and the cute bunny story as well. So I am going to teach us how to draw the sloth just like in But First We Nap today. So we're going to do a little bit of a guided drawing. So you need a piece of white paper, a little bit thicker than printer paper if you have it. If not, printer paper would work too. 9 by 12 is what we're using in class, but you can use whatever size you have at home. The direction you want to have your paper go is horizontal. So remember, this is vertical. I'm going to go horizontal. So we're going to take lines and shapes we know and put them together to create a sloth, just like in the story, But First We Nap. So the first thing I want you to do is find the center of your paper, all right? And we want to kind of have our sloth a little off center because we want to have room for his body or hers and her head. And then we're going to put him sleeping on a tree. And then you can get kind of crazy with leaves and flowers later. So if you want, after you watch the story, I want you to really look at the pictures, and then we're going to draw it just like this and we'll compare if your sloth looks like their sloth too. So the first thing I'm going to do, remember you can always draw with your eraser first and draw with those eraser crumbs to get the curve that you like, and then trace over it with your pencil. That's a really good trick. And sometimes we just kind of go for it. But we're going to use a pencil, so you have an eraser. And then today we'll probably do pencil. And I don't know if we're going to do Sharpie yet or not. I haven't decided. We'll see how we feel when we're done. So we're going to start towards the middle. And I'm going to draw kind of a rainbow line or an upside down U. I'm going to try to draw a little bit darker so you can see it. So it's kind of like a hump, a rainbow line. I'm giving space at the side of my paper, and I have lots of space over here. So it's kind of almost like a turtle shell. So I'm just giving you this hump, a sad face, or a rainbow line. And then I'm going to bring it down toward the paper. I'm going to make a U, and I'm going to kind of come back up, but not all the way. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to come down my paper, and this is going to be his back leg, and I want my leg to be about that long, so I'm going to curve up like a U. Okay? Now, I don't want my leg to come all the way up here. I want him to have a belly, and my sloth is going to be a little chubby. So I think I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to put a little dot for me to know that I'm going to connect now this line to this line. So it almost looks like an elephant's trunk. So now I'm going to decide how big I want my sloth's belly to be. And so I'm going to make another smile line underneath here, but I'm going to stop before I get to this line. So see this up. Okay? So now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come straight down, and I'm going to make a U. All right? We want them to be about the same size. I made a U. Okay? And I'm going to bring, so my line's here. I'm going to come back here and come down like that. I'm going to erase that line there because I don't really want that. Okay, so now it just kind of looks silly. It looks a little weird, I'm going to say. What we want to do is we're going to add a neck here. So we're going to curve here, and we're going to start drawing like a circle or an oval. So I'm going to use my eraser crumbs here, and I'm going to start kind of deciding how big I want my head to be. So this is my sloth's head, and we're going to kind of connect it here. So I think that's okay. I'm going to start drawing over my eraser crumbs. I'm going to connect it to my rainbow line. And then I'm going to come over here too. And it's kind of going to be like a C, right? It doesn't really look like an oval, and that's fine. So I don't like these lines here, so I'm going to erase these. So we have that sign of backward C that connects, and if you have little lines overlap, that's good. So now it looks like we have something dangling. It almost looks like a horse or a dog or something. So we want to add the tree branch. So we know his tummy is on the tree branch. So I'm going to pretend like the tree branch is right above his tummy. Maybe his tummy's hanging over the branch because he ate a lot of breakfast. So, and his neck here. So I want to make sure my tree branch goes a little bit above his head. I'm going to come to that pencil line. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pretend my line is here. I might carry it here. It's going, it's going, it's going. And then I'm going to have it come back out here. So I don't want to cross into my sloth. And now you decide, maybe your branch ends differently. I'm going to decide how big I want my branch. He's a pretty sturdy sloth, so we need kind of a sturdy branch. All right, and if your branch is wobbly, that's fine. So now it looks like we have something hanging on a line. We need to draw his back legs now. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to bring a line down, make that U, and then bring it back to the tree trunk and stop. Because that leg's on the other side of the tree trunk. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with his arm over here. I'm going to start, come down like a U, and go back up. So now it looks like he's like just laying over the branch. Okay, so sloths have really long like talons or claws so they can hang on to things. And I'm just going to do really quick zigzag line that makes 3 claws. So I'm doing a zigzag line that has 3 triangles, and that gives me that kind of claw look. So I'm doing triangle, 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 and it's really just a zigzag line. And if you want more than 3 on your sloth, you can do that. Okay, so we have one more thing to do. We have to do his face. So a sloth has kind of an interesting face. It kind of has almost like a heart-shaped face. So your sloth kind of dips in the middle where his forehead is. So I'm kind of going to make a bumped line right there. Okay. And now I'm going to bring it all the way around and go back up to that line. So this is his neck, and he's all stretched out, and this is his face. So he's sleeping, or he can be awake. That's your first choice. I'm going to make my sloth sleeping like in the show. So I'm going to have his eyes closed. I'm just going to make some really simple lines for closed eyes. Then I'm going to give him a little oval nose. And I think I'm going to have him snoring. So I'm going to have his mouth open a little bit. Or you could just have a simple smile too. So I'll color that in with my Sharpie later. Now we're almost done with our sloths. Now sloths have a really unique marking around their eyes. They have like upside down U kind of going on their eyes. So I'm just starting at my eye and I'm making like a U. So you could always turn your paper like this and taking it off to the side. So it gives it that really cool pattern that sloths have. Now that's our sloth, and he kind of looks like the one from the book, and I love him so much. I think he's so cute. So the next choice we're going to make in class today is we're going to decide, do we want leaves on our tree? Do we want flowers on our tree? What do we want on our tree? If you look at the illustrations in the book we read today, they have a lot of flowers. I like trees with leaves. So you can go through and you can add, I like to add a little upside down V for a branch, and then I can make a curved line and connect it to another curved line to make a leaf. And you can make as many branches and leaves as you would like. Don't cover your sloth with them, but maybe you want some skinnier branches coming down here. It's up to you. You're the artist. Maybe I want double leaf over here. And I want to add a little line here. So you can do your leaves or flowers however you want on your sloth. You just want to take it side to side and up and down. And we're going to leave it here today. I think this is probably as far as we're going to get in our class today. So we're going to pause and leave our sloth there, and I will see you guys later. So I can't wait to see your pencil sloths. Get it all drawn in pencil and then take a picture and upload it to the assignment. I will see you guys later. Goodbye, my most amazing artists.